Goals. Goals are defined as the result or achievement toward which effort is directed. This little girl's goal, my granddaughter, is to climb this wall. Without this goal, would she even try and climb it?
Wall. You guys go home, you can walk around the wall. Right there, get that little spot. There you go. There you go, good job. You got it, take now.
So what's a goal anyway? No one gets in their car, looks at their GPS and says, GPS, take me someplace. We have to program our GPS as to where we want to go. We have to put in an address. Sometimes we have to put in a zip code. But you don't just get in and say, take me somewhere. It won't know what to do. So you have to give it a destination. And that's what a goal is. It's your destination. It's specific. And the best thing about a goal is if the direction that you're taking isn't working, like a GPS, you can always recalculate where you want to go. Because it's about what you want. Sometimes people get dreams and goals confused. So read these two statements, and while you're reading them, try to make a mental picture in your mind of which one of these is a dream and which one is a goal. So which one is the dream? If you said number one, you are correct. So when you're writing a goal, you need to be specific. Okay, Mrs. Beitelman, what does specific mean exactly? It means definite. It means precise. So let's take a look at your strength. Let's just say you're a good reader. It's one of your strengths in language arts. You love to read, and you have a really good Lexile score, so you're a good reader. And I say to you, well, what kind of a goal can we set for you in language arts? And you say, hey, I want to read books. And I say, that's a great idea, but that's not a goal. Let's make it more specific. So you say, all right, I will read 5 books. And I say, good. That's more specific. You are very definite in that you will read, and you are very precise in exactly how many. That's what we want to see in your goals. However, it's not enough to just be specific. We have to be able to measure that you've achieved your goal. I mean, how will you know, or how will I know, that you've met your goal? Well, by the time you get finished reading those 5 books, you will have lots of ways that you'll be able to decide how you're going to demonstrate that you've read them all. And these are just some of the examples. There's a lot of things you can do. These are somewhat complicated, but there's easier things, and we'll take a look at those at the end. But the bottom line is we need to measure your progress to your goal. Is achieving this goal possible, attainable, with effort and commitment? 2 key words here are effort and, of course, commitment. Without these two, you're not going to achieve a goal. You won't even achieve your dreams. You'll just have lots of good ideas. Effort and commitment are the key to success. You must be willing to work. Nobody's going to hand it to you. And you have to be committed to getting there. So even if it doesn't go perfectly, you can recalculate. You have to keep trying. You can't give up. That's what makes a goal so wonderful when you attain it, because you worked hard to get there. You also have to be realistic. No one expects you to be Superman. But let's go back to that original goal that you want to read books. You might say, oh, I want to read 20 or 30 or 40. Again, is that realistic for what we need to do here in the Journey Room? Nah, not really. You might say, I want to write my own novel. Okay. And that's a great goal. But let's be realistic. Can you do that just in the journey room? Or will you need something else to make it happen? Well, you can always publish it by the end of the year if I finish it. And that's, again, a great idea. And it is a goal if you really spend the time sitting out how you want to meet it. But for our purposes, no one expects you to leap tall buildings in a single bound. And the bottom line is, if you're not realistic in how you design your goals, you're going to end up with nothing. Which brings us to the time. When are you going to do it? Again, if you want to publish your own novel or read 40 novels, you can do all of that over the course of a longer period of time. But you have to think it through very carefully. Given the time constraints we have in the journey room and our time together over 3 years, we want to make sure that the goals that we put together are things you can attain. So we have to really look at the time involved. So we're going to think in terms of journey, in terms of the end of the quarter or the end of the semester, or for some things, maybe even the end of the year. The key is, what do you have going on in other parts of your life as well? So it's not just what can you accomplish in the journey room. But if you have a little part-time job, or you're babysitting, or you have chores at home, or you are in other courses that are doing a lot of activities that you're involved in, or competitions, or cheerleading, or sports, or who knows what else, you have to be able to achieve your goals. Too many goals and not enough time, you're back to good ideas. So let's review. We want your goals to be specific. It's not enough to just read books. You have to be specific as to how many you want to read. You have to be able to measure that you read them. So things you might be able to do is keep a journal or a log. You want it to be attainable. You love to read, but you're committed to doing it. And you're willing to put in the effort to read. Well, you want to be realistic. You're going to only read 5 books as opposed to 50. Right there, you're on the road. And you want it to be timely. So if you're going to read those 5 books, we will talk and we will decide on, let's say, the end of the semester. We call these SMART goals. Businesses, teachers, politicians, people use SMART goals all the time. It's easy to remember. It's an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So let's apply these SMART goal principles to your goal of reading. So we'll say, we can do this in a timely fashion. By the end of the first semester, I will read 5 books from the same genre. A genre meaning the same kind, like a mystery book. So you read 5 mysteries. I will keep a reading log of my progress, so every day you will write down how many pages you have read. And at the end, you're going to write an essay comparing the similarities of each of the books. Let's face it, you can't write an essay comparing similarities of the books if you haven't read them. This is a SMART goal. All right, let's return to my granddaughter Lily. In the beginning, you saw her starting to go up a rock wall. That was a much more difficult course. Here she is 3 years ago on her very first rock wall, which she succeeded in completing before the evening was over. It was very important that she start something easy and build her way up. She had a lot of coaching along the way, and she trusted the people that held that rope for her. But her determination to get to the top is what really mattered. This next part of our video is going to explain to you the importance of motivation and goals, and I hope you enjoy it. It's in a wonderful format.